Hi and welcome on board Wandering Blue. She is a Lagoon 46 catamaran, 2024 model, and at the minute she is stocked full of everything that my family and I need to cross the Atlantic, which we're going to be doing in 3 days. In this video, we're going to go through everything from how much food we've got and where we keep it, same with water, all the sailing equipment that we're going to need, as well as safety, first aid, life raft, and navigational stuff. Everything you need to cross the Atlantic. Let's get into it. So, we're starting out on the foredeck in these 3 chests, and these are really where the magic happens in terms of us being prepared for what we're about to do. So, in this one and this one, we've got 2 big old water tanks, and we have a water maker, but this is really where the bulk of our drinking water comes for the 20-ish days that we're going to be at sea. So very important. In here we also have a lot of spare diesel, so we're planning to not be on the motors very often because we've got some big sails which I'm about to show you, but if we do need to motor for whatever reason, something happens to the sails or there's no wind whatsoever, got lots of spare diesel as well as the fuel tanks in the back. In here we've got 2 sails, a symmetrical spinnaker, and we've also got a Doyle Code Zero, which we've been flying a few times this season and very much enjoyed. But the biggest sail, physically and in terms of how much we'll be using it, is this bad boy. This is our brand new Oxley Levante Parasailer. It's pretty much going to revolutionise this sail for us and make it a lot smoother, especially as it's pretty much a downwind run. So I'll overlay some footage of us testing that. We did it a couple of days ago and it was awesome. So the next stop after the foredeck is the Helm area. We did quite an in-depth tour of the Helm area when we did our big boat tour a few months ago, so I won't go too much in depth, but there are a few new additions. The first new addition is that we've had a brand new autopilot fitted. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the first one because it is just a backup. It can't hold us to a specific wind angle, for example, but what it can do is keep us on a compass bearing if we need it to. We're going to be hand steering a lot of this journey, especially for the first few days where the weather is a lot harsher and a little bit more unpredictable coming around the top of Africa and leaving the Canary Islands. But the new autopilot is there if we need it. The second addition to our Helm area is this new winch. I spoke about the new Oxley Levante Parasail that we've just had delivered. The new winch is for that. So we have 2 tacks, 2 sheets to fly that sail, and before we didn't have enough winches to accommodate that, so that's why we've got a new winch. Again, it's not got the bells and whistles of the other ones. The other ones are electric. To be honest, we don't use the electric winches anywhere near as much as we thought we would because they're just a really easy way to break things, which we don't want to be doing. The only other thing, small thing, that we've got in the Helm is this sleeping bag ready to go. The 4 of us spend probably 90% of our time up here, and that includes night shifts for at least one of us, at least one of us driving at the helm, on watch, whatever you want to call it, and one of us, usually, often me, sleeps behind here to make sure that if something happens in the night, there is someone immediately ready to help whoever's on shift. That's all for up here. I think we'll go downstairs and talk about safety. Sick bags, also quite important, especially for those first few days. So at the rear of the boat on both sides, we've got a lot of safety gear all geared towards man overboard occurrences. So we've got 3 of these floating horseshoes, all equipped with their own lights that are operated by floating. So the second the lights hit the water, the light comes on. We've also got a safety sling, which you throw to the person in the water. We've also got a marker, same again, you throw that as soon as, and the idea is that the marker drifts with the person, so you can always see where they are when they're in the water. We've also got a floating tow line, so you throw it to try and pull them back in. And of course we've got a life raft. It's a 12-person offshore life raft because that's the number of people that this boat is equipped to take. Obviously there's only 4 of us, so lucky us, there's more supplies to go around. Okay, so staying on the theme of safety, if you want to come inside, I will take you through all of our equipment that should cover pretty much every occasion. So we've got, this is our basic first aid kit that we use just like when we're at anchor in wherever we are. And then this is our proper big boy offshore first aid kit that has everything we need as recommended by the RYA, Royal Yachting Association, who we did our first aid at sea courses with. We've also got, oh that's like mosquito stuff, that's not really for the crossing. Also in here, is our flare box. So this has 10 flares total in it. It's waterproof. It's been inspected by the ARC guys that we're crossing the Atlantic with, and this obviously comes with us if we're abandoning to life raft to get attention from anyone who might be trying to save us. So it's got 4 red hand flares, 2 orange smoke bombs, and 4 parachute rockets. So they fire like 300 meters into the air and then slowly come down. That's sort of for like cruise ships and things like that who have high draft and can see us from ages away. And maybe most importantly, this is our grab bag. Oh, it's heavy. This also comes with us in the life raft. This has water, food, medical kit, hand flare, TPA, smoke signal, and a fishing kit. That's interesting. So this comes with us in the life raft, and this is going to keep us alive for a good few days if we don't get rescued in the first 24 hours, which most people do, we were told today, so that's good to hear. As well as the grab bag, we've got the same provisions again in the life raft, and also we are, on the morning we leave, going to make up this sort of essentials, non-essentials bag, which is going to contain passports, credit cards, things like glasses, just little things that you need that if you get stuck it will make your life easier, and some extra water and sort of high calorie biscuits and things like that. So that's going to be all in here ready to grab if the worst happens. 2 bits of safety gear that are brand new to Wandering Blue this season, for the crossing specifically, are a spare sat phone. We usually rely on Starlink. It's very reliable, to be honest. We don't think we're going to have any problems, but we do need to be able to get weather reports, safety alerts, and to tell everyone that we're okay while we're away. So if Starlink fails, we've got an Iridium 9555, which is what we were recommended. We've also got a professional drogue. The waves are massive in the Atlantic and you can get some big storms as well. What a drogue is, basically you hang it outside the back of the boat and it fills with water and slows you down and steadies you. So it keeps you in a straight line, stops you corkscrewing down waves, and also stops you accelerating down waves massively and damaging your boat and damaging your crew. Hopefully we won't have to use this. Most of this stuff, hopefully we won't have to use, but it's always better safe than sorry. So this big chest in the cockpit is always full of really useful stuff like tools and cleaning stuff, WD-40, extra lines, all sorts. But what it's now got in it, which is another new upgrade for specifically for the crossing, is this, which is an upgraded sump pump. So we've got 2 bilge pumps, 1 in each hull. Bilge pump is essentially something that if you get water on board, the water should theoretically go down into the bilge, which is the lowest point, and the pump senses that there's water in there and pumps it out. If for whatever reason we need more power, if the bilge pumps break, or if the hole is quite big and there's a lot of water coming into the boat, this bad boy does 11,500 litres an hour of water. I mean, that's a small swimming pool. I really hope we don't have to use this, but again, it's a really good thing to have. Got some pretty long, nice, heavy-duty hose on it as well. Lovely stuff. Up here, right above it, fishing lines. We've had a little bit of luck if you've been following our videos with fishing lines in the past throughout the Med. We're hoping to have a lot more luck in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. So we've just bought from Gibraltar a big trawling reel. We've got 2 ugly sticks that pretty much, if it's daylight or sunrise or sunset, those go out the back of the boat and they stay there all day, hoping to bring something big in. I don't care about being the fastest on the ark, I don't care about racing, but what I do want is to have the biggest fish. One final safety feature that I nearly forgot earlier is this bad boy. It's our EPIRB. If something happens to us, we take it with us and it puts out a beacon so that the right people can follow us and find us. So it's obviously a very important piece of kit. We've had this one since we bought the boat. We got it fitted immediately before we even moved on to it. So that comes out of here, goes straight into our bag or our life raft if we're abandoning. We've also been provided an extra one by the Ark, which has a tracker in it, so our friends and family at home and the authorities at the Ark can track us for our whole journey to make sure that we are safe and sound the whole time. We've also got all of our life jackets plus 4 spares downstairs under the bed. They will come out hours before we set off on Sunday morning. They're just, at the minute, incapacitated by pillows because all of our long-term food supplies are under the sofa, and I'm going to show you that now. We obviously have kitchen cupboards. We've also got underfloor storage that has things like tins, passata, stuff that's not going to spoil basically in the 3-week crossing that we're about to do, and also things that we can take into the Caribbean that we like and are hard to get hold of as well. Long term, we've got a whole treasure trove of stuff, everything from long life milk to bin bags, cereal, rice, pasta, orange squash, loads of stuff that we're just going to take with us, and it's nice to have a good supply of food for while we're crossing and then when we get there as well. That also includes a whole freezer drawer full of vacuum packed meat that we've bought from the local butchers here in Las Palmas and Gran Canaria, and vacuum packed it for a few reasons. One is to help it freeze easier. Two is to save a lot of space in terms of the packaging, and also so we can recycle the packaging here, get rid of it, not have it on the boat. And these vacuum bags that we've used are compostable and sea safe, so we can just throw them overboard, which is a massive benefit when you don't want meaty packaging stacking up on your boat for 3 weeks. We also got it because we've heard very mixed reviews on how hard meat is to get in the Caribbean, especially beef and pork. We've also had a lot of upgrades that aren't quite as shiny or lovely, but are going to make us either safer, more efficient, or just meet our guidelines to cross the Atlantic with the Ark. So firstly, we're having a brand new halyard fitted. There's nothing wrong with our old one, but we just want to make sure we've got the best gear possible holding our sail up for 3 weeks at a time. So we're going to have that fitted with chafe protection at the top and make sure that we keep our old one as a spare. We've also had a tricoloured light fitted. Our boat didn't come with one, so at the very top of the mast we've now got a white light facing forward, green light facing to the starboard or right, and red light facing to the port or left. We've obviously got those on boat level, deck level, but we need it at the top of the mast as well to meet an Ark guideline, so we've had that fitted. We've had some new blocks and bits of standing rigging to accommodate the parasailer. So most of what we've had done is to accommodate the parasailer, because to be honest, it's going to completely revolutionise the way we sail. It's going to make us faster, more efficient, more comfortable, so we're really excited about that. We've also had a radar reflected fitted. Again, it's not shiny or lovely. It's just going to make sure that if someone's AIS goes down in the middle of the Atlantic, or if they don't have an AIS fitted, which is like the electronic tracking, it means they can still see us and aren't going to hit us, which if they're a tanker or even another boat in the middle of the Atlantic, it's obviously a good thing. One thing that we are quite excited about, and before you skip, this is not an ad, is SeaLabs. So we have been selected with the Ark, along with quite a few other boats that are doing the Ark, to collect data for SeaLabs. SeaLabs are a company that are monitoring and tracking the state of the ocean to try and improve it, essentially. So twice a day, every day, for the 18 to 22 days, depending on how fast we are, that we're going to be at sea, we're going to be taking samples in this bad boy of the sea. So things like temperature, salinity, pH, and a load of other stats that I'll put over the screen. And we're really excited about that. We're really excited to be helping doing something good as well as doing something really cool in crossing the Atlantic as a family. So keep posted. We don't know a whole lot about it just yet, but keep posted in the next couple of videos and you'll see us collecting the samples, talking to researchers and the guys at SeaLabs and figuring out exactly what it means. We also get to fly this flag alongside our Ark one and our British one, so that's pretty cool. Coming into our cabin, the water maker is underneath me. Again, went into quite a lot of detail in our other tour, so I won't bore you with that, but that's essentially going to be really, really important for making sure that we have all the water we need when we're doing the crossing. We have got extra water. We're going to make sure our tanks are always full, but we've also got bottled water if it really comes down to it, if something goes very badly wrong. So this is our cabin, and the one upgrade that we've made in our cabin is that because it's going to be early to mid-December when we arrive in St. Lucia, we've got some fairy lights because we want it to be nice and festive, although we don't spend a lot of time down here when we're underway. And I think that is just about it. Thank you very much for watching this video. It's been a really interesting one to make because crossing the Atlantic obviously is a big deal. It's a really big deal for us to be doing it as a family. It's been a dream for a really long time. So thank you very much for watching. Definitely keep up over the next couple of weeks because we're going to be documenting as much of the crossing as we can. First few days might feel a little bit seasick, a little bit rough coming down, leaving the Canary Islands, so might be a bit hit and miss, but after that we're going to be doing lots of cool stuff with SeaLabs. Hopefully see some whales and dolphins and all the good stuff that we've experienced so far getting to where we are now. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you think I've missed anything, leave a comment if you want to learn more. I'm always happy to answer questions in the comments, so thanks very much and I'll see you next time.